My child, come and listen to my voice. I have been waiting to speak with you, to share what is on my heart. There is much transpiring in this season, much that I am orchestrating behind the scenes. Pay close attention and have ears to hear what I will reveal. A great shifting is taking place. Events both seen and unseen that will reshape and redefine. I am the master weaver, interlacing threads of destiny for nations and people, ushering them into new realms purposed for them before time began. The scope of my plans is far broader than you have eyes to see, but I will give you glimpses if you choose to draw near. Within my kingdom there is escalating activity, rumblings just beneath the surface. An unseen doorway is opening, awakening those with eyes to see it. For they know the significance. They recognize this crucial moment in time. The hour is late, and there is an acceleration at hand. This new era fast approaching will require deep preparation and sobriety of spirit. The stakes are high, and I am watching for those willing to pay the price that its advent demands. Many of this hour will be called home, saints entering into their eternal reward. Do not be dismayed by this, for their race was run well. They finished strong, and now wear victors' crowns, ones laid at my feet, in worship around my throne. Their mantles now released upon the earth, call forth that rising remnant I have groomed in obscurity, my Davidic breed. The transition you see in the natural speaks of what I am birthing in the spirit. Heed the signs, for they each are arrow pointers, aiming the wise to understand. My heart and heed, my timings. There is a cosmic realigning taking shape and a redistribution of resources, influence, and favor at hand. Watch for it. Wave after wave, I am rocking systems, unseating ones entrenched in seats of authority. Some swayed by vain ambition and the need to build their kingdoms rather than mine. Blurred was their vision. Much mixture has been evidenced, but no more. No place will remain for houses erected on sand. Storm winds will ensure their collapse. Be assured, saints, the pandering stops here. The jig is up for those riding on the coattails of this movement, yet resisting my refinement. I am cleaning house. Those remaining are ones whose hearts singularly beat after mine. These forerunners will model and steward what is next in righteousness, character, and integrity. The stakes are too high for anything less. Many hungry, prepared ones now emerge from the wilderness shadows. Their obscurity was by my design, their journey of isolation and testing essential to prepare them. They now shine like pure gold refined by the fires of affliction. Pride long removed, they are given to humility and live for my affirmation alone. The status afforded them by men concerns them not. They care only to walk in sync with my spirit, stewarding moments at my prompting. They are likened to the three mighty men of David's secret weapons, emerging to war at their leader's side. This company wears no title badges given them by men. They have sat at tables of kings and conversed intimately with me as one does their closest companion. I have felt their hot tears upon my feet as they poured out their devotion. I have walked with them through unspeakable losses, never leaving their side. Our covenant bonds are deep, for I have been both their comfort and refiner. Be assured, the dual work I have wrought in them was never in vain. Scars they now wear as badges of highest honor. Evidence they fully understand the power of my cross and the fellowship of my sufferings. Now trained and tested, these warrior healers model advancement of my kingdom that cannot be attained by intellect alone. The codebreaker for this next era is heart purity above expertise. True greatness defined through service, love, and humility. This ascended breed no longer jockeys for platforms or positions. They have died once for all pursuing lesser things. Their only mandate now is this: to walk in radical obedience to my voice, demonstrating my nature, ways, and power wherever I send, to whomever I send. They have awakened to this high call and are all in. These are my end-time revealers. As John stepped back that I might increase, so too these chosen ones. The spirit of Elijah upon them confronts Jezebel's brazenness and exposes the spirit of the Python's false sorceries, clouding many. As I shake structures now built upon sand, anxiously, my Davids await, my command to step into vacancies created. They have not campaigned for these posts. They avoided the hustle, choosing rather to steward faithfully in obscurity what little was in their hand. But now the time has come. Now I bid them rise and take their place among influencers and kings. Their influence will far surpass expectation, for each carry revelation that unlocks breakthrough long stalled. Solutions and strategies reserved exclusively for this hour now flow freely through them. Seismic shifts ahead are directly tied into each assignment issued. I caution you, in this significant hour of advancement, handle promotions and affirmations soberly. When others celebrate you, resist distraction. Remain ever vigilant against pride and arrogance. These giants now rise, attempting to steer your course off its mark. Greater temptation towards self-reliance comes with increase of authority and access. Avoid presumption in operating outside clear parameters I set. Rely solely on my wisdom and wait for my confirmation before advancing. The higher you climb up this new mountain, the steeper the grade becomes. The climb requires far more effort, the elements far less forgiving. Guard against weariness. Be intentional about self-care in times of spiritual replenishment. The enemy eagerly awaits opportunities to pick off stragglers lagging behind. To scale this summit successfully will require tenacity, resolve, and the highest level of consecration. Are you willing? Will you stay true to the end? I caution you too concerning accelerated visibility and familiarity catalyzed. Do not underestimate its power to desensitize your heart towards me and my holy standard. Do not forget the lessons gleaned during long years hidden and silent. What I speak in whispers maintains highest priority over the most visible platforms now afforded. Resist equating busyness with fruitfulness or productivity. Cultivate stillness amid chaos that you might accurately discern. My voice. Only by doing so will you steward moments fruitfully at my pace and direction. I must know in this critical hour, will you choose to embrace the cost of it all? Will you allow me full access to cleanse and prepare you thoroughly? Are you willing to do it my way and not your own? Sincerity before me is essential now. The days of posturing and pretending are over. My standard remains flawless integrity of heart, humility, and wholehearted obedience. Say yes to this high call, and all holds are barred towards exponential impact. Are you ready, child? Determine today to be counted among them, and urgently give yourself to seeking my face. My grace enables as you yield fully to my processes. Do it now, for the midnight hour is encroaching. Many of you have persevered in prayer throughout this year, waiting expectantly for my words over your lives to come to fruition. The appointed time is now. Prepare for the sound of clicking as the pieces of the puzzle perfectly interlock. You will witness long-delayed aspects of my plans abruptly align. This convergence will not tarry until the new year. There is yet a climactic display of my power and faithfulness destined for the remainder of the year. Hold fast. The crescendo is coming. I am orchestrating a closure of this season while simultaneously ushering you into the next. The closing of one chapter precipitates the unfurling of the next. As one door shuts, another stands ready to swing wide open. The narrowing of the past sets the stage for the broadening of the future. I am the Alpha and Omega who actively restricts in order to explosively expand in due time and order. The ending of the old makes way for the dawning of the new. As I close out various seasons, you will walk into back-to-back victories. For some, it will seem as though I lingered until the last minute, yet my timing is flawless. You are poised to be catapulted into realms of blessing that will leave you breathless. The display of my power and extravagance awaits. Many of you have been embroiled in intensive spiritual battles, the onslaught of assignments sent to thwart my plans over your lives. Protracted seasons of warfare have left you battle-weary and wounded. The hour of reprieve has come. I am abruptly ending the campaign against you. I am commanding the cessation of hostilities that have battered your heart and mind. No more will fear, anxiety, and torment ransack your emotions. Surging peace and rest are here. As you enter this new era of restoration, enemies that were once concealed will surprisingly emerge as vocal advocates and supporters. Their former hatred has mysteriously vanished. Former foes will now leverage their influence to further my kingdom plans through you. This is my power on display. Child, as the momentum escalates towards the year's end, you will go through a marked transition. The birth pangs will intensify, signaling that the long-awaited promise is ready to emerge. Now, the onset of labor announces that the moment of birthing has arrived. The vision is coming to full term. This will exceed the parameters of what your mind could presently grasp or contain. Nothing about it fits neatly into your current schedule or plans. Its sheer scope far exceeds any blueprint you have conceived for your life. Yet all the pieces bear my fingerprints. My heartbeat is strong within the vision. My breath animated its varied facets. As I reveal the components, you must recognize that engaging this vision would require radical dependency upon me. It would demand extraordinary faith to tackle something so far beyond apparent human capacity. But therein lies the paradox. The grander my vision, the greater the faith it requires. Anything obtainable by human strength alone dies devoid of my eternal fingerprint. If you can accomplish it in your own wisdom and resources, how can it glorify the potter? No, my most powerful demonstrations of sovereignty require vessels empty enough to carry supernatural blueprints. As I reveal these plans, instantly you know they could only have originated in my heart. Their magnitude will both overwhelm and electrify you. As the year expires, boldly expand your capacity to contain more of me. At this pivotal transition point, determined to steward bigger visions requiring faith that eclipses your current grasp, take hold of the new territories I am entrusting to you. The principles governing this new era will contrast starkly with the past season. Former mindsets, capabilities, and strategies will prove deficient. As I direct you into uncharted realms, you must embrace the dynamics unique to those dimensions. This pioneering endeavor will demand a higher degree of wisdom, discretion, and sensitivity to my leadership. You will rely entirely upon my guidance to navigate the unfamiliar terrain. Failure to discern and submit to my cadence could invite unnecessary casualties. When Mary first learned about the monumental destiny purposed for her life, the revelation so exceeded the grid of her human reasoning that she withdrew for a season of quiet contemplation. During this sacred incubation phase, she stewarded the seeds of promise secretly in her heart. The coming fulfillment exceeds the developmental capacity of others around you. Premature exposure would invite cynical judgments, serving only to discredit and undermine my purposes. Protection necessitates a sheltered environment, allowing my design to securely advance beyond the scrutiny of those lacking eyes to see and ears to hear. There will be junctures in your journey likewise requiring prudent restraint rather than full disclosure. Tension exists between unconventional vision and dogmatic mindsets that demand everything align with status quo. My plans routinely disrupt and exceed human comfort zones, confronting small perspectives with demonstrations of my power. The navigation of sweeping kingdom campaigns inherently involves spiritual warfare aimed to sabotage and destroy my work. However, through wisdom and discretion, it is possible to bypass unnecessary battles, thereby conserving spiritual and emotional vitality for the long haul. Avoid broadcasting strategic details carelessly or prematurely, as this attracts assignments of interference designed to undermine the work. Protect progression by filtering communication. During this special season, external validation must not dictate the pace of internal commission. There is a subtle art to venturing into uncharted spiritual realms. This endeavor speaks of a silent progression, unseen by watchful foes and their vigilant scrutiny. It is about journeying beneath the gaze of adversaries, sheltered within the sanctuary of my presence. Within this hidden realm, commune with me, awaiting my signal to arise and claim the territories destined for my glory. In these moments of pause, cherish the profound communion in my tangible presence, drawing sustenance for the next phase of your journey. You are chosen to quietly penetrate, overcome, and establish my sovereign rule in lands yet untouched. The struggle is intense, as your advance threatens the domains wrongfully claimed by the enemy. But remain discreet. Advancing only upon my command, and you shall pass unseen by the enemy's watch. Stay concealed in my embrace until I choose to reveal and empower you at the destined moment. For indeed, you are anointed as a covert instrument of my will, executing precise attacks that disrupt the enemy's schemes. When Joseph unveiled his divine visions prematurely, before fully stepping into his destined role, his youthful inexperience left him vulnerable to harsh betrayals, even from his kin. Yet, what was meant for his ruin ultimately propelled him towards his preordained place of impact in the grand narrative I orchestrate. Despite the twists wrought by human flaws, I weave everything together to advance my benevolent designs. Nonetheless, prudence calls for the adoption of spiritual subtlety to preserve vigor and avert needless strife. Safeguard your communion with me, holding it as the most hallowed treasure, allowing only a select few into your inner sanctum. This inner circle should be limited to trusted allies who have proven their allegiance, wisdom, and spiritual maturity, capable of nurturing without exploiting the seeds I am sowing within you. Avoid those who would only twist, dilute, and diminish the blossoming vision. Focus your energies on the primary goals. Do not waste them in fending off predators who oppose anything innovative or unfamiliar. Their spirits are shackled to the fears and confines of outdated spiritual frameworks. Instead, pour your essence into this thrilling venture I am leading through souls who surrender unreservedly to my transformative power. There is coming a torrential outpouring of blessings unprecedented in your lifetime. Stay positioned to receive this extravagant deluge from heaven's storehouses. Having persevered through pain to gain integrity, Fight the noble fight of faith a little longer. The fury of battle indicates that a strategic victory is imminent. Your promised land awaits just on the other side of this rigorous training. Refuse to settle for anything less than my best, for indeed the hour of payback is at hand. Just recently, as I moved through you with prophetic words, I proclaimed that the long-anticipated latter rain outpouring has arrived. In the language of the divine, rain carries layers of meaning. The early rain symbolizes my springtime blessings that soften the hard, unyielding ground, making way for the seeds of destiny to take root firmly. In contrast, the latter rain signifies the heavy showers of autumn and winter, bringing forth a bountiful harvest from the ripe fields. These two divine interventions are merging in this unprecedented moment, transforming barren lands into lush, fertile territories, yielding copious harvests within the same season. The era of swift growth has dawned. The earth is restored. Lands yearning for the touch of life are now saturated with my invigorating spirit, breaking the chains of sterility. As I pour out my boundless love like rain, the seeds burgeon rapidly, reaching maturity with astonishing speed. Witness how I shorten the intervals between growth stages. In this remarkable time of convergence, various phases of development intertwine, showcasing my unwavering faithfulness through you to all peoples. A massive collision of blessings is imminent. Prepare to harvest back-to-back-to-back breakthroughs as former and latter rains mingle into a mighty crescendo that concludes this season with great momentum, ultimately spilling into this coming season. This torrential blessing will sustain through this sacred time with sufficient residual to overflow into the new year. The manifestation of long-awaited promises will leave you breathless at the scope and scale. Many will receive strategic acquisitions soon, enabling you to occupy promised territories previous generations battled to claim. Charge forth boldly to conquer and establish my kingdom purposes in these lands I am deeding to you. Establish governance founded upon my word and wisdom to ensure this inheritance benefits future generations. The abundant blessings swiftly propelling you into a new era are the divine catalysts, launching the sacred endeavors birthed in your spirit in the previous season. As this new period unfolds, you are endowed with a sudden influx of resources, empowering you to commence with vigor and determination. Embrace this momentum, zealously pursuing the tasks, constructions, and acquisitions I have destined for you in this fresh epoch. Inquirers may wonder about the sudden turnarounds leading to your recent triumphs. Yet, discernment advises restraint in your revelations, choosing not to divulge every detail. Visions still unfamiliar to many require protected spaces for growth, free from premature exposure to the scrutiny and misunderstanding of those outside the divine context. Misinterpretations can easily disrupt movements born on the periphery of current divine insights and manifestations. Therefore, until these new expressions evolve into robust, replicable models, cautious articulation is essential to protect the progress of my work through you. My kingdom advances in stages, beginning with modest initiatives that gradually develop the capacity for wider influence. Each phase is accompanied by a specific measure of grace and anointing, designed for optimal yield in that period. Revealing these nascent stages too soon invites skeptics and detractors to assail these tender spiritual beginnings, which are not yet the formidable forces capable of countering criticism through overt displays of my power. So in this unique hour between epochs, bridge the old and the new through acts of consecration that separate and sanctify you unto me. Sever soul ties with those content to languish in old wineskins devoid of fresh vision and passion. I am doing a new thing independent of the old. Indeed, many who once journeyed with you will feel alienated and abandoned by your forceful break with the past. Honor and bless them, then decisively part ways, refusing to settle for anything less than every promise I destined for you before the foundation of the world. The journey ahead requires radical obedience at key junctures, often involving choices that threaten your security and sole dependency upon me. But shrink not back from the knife of sacrifice, knowing that what perishes of yourself positions you to experience corresponding measures of resurrection life. Death always precedes rebirth, but no side of the cross is optional. No true follower can bypass the twin paths of both surrendering and ascending, which alone equip you to dwell concurrently in the timeless realm of eternity, even in this very moment. So with bold resolve, step over the precipice with supernaturally lethal faith in the one who routinely raises dead things to life again. I ordained and destined you for such a time as this. Destiny awaits all who dare to believe. My child, I have seen your heart's desire for blessing and prosperity. I know the dreams and visions I have placed within you, and I say to you now, the time has come. The season of release and outpouring is here. For too long, my people have struggled and strived in their own strength. They have relied on human wisdom and earthly means to obtain what only I can give. No more. The heavens are open, the floodgates are unlocked. Get ready for torrential blessing and abundant provision to overflow. But before I unleash my goodness, you must prepare. There are prerequisites to step into this new level of favor and increase. First, I must have my rightful place on the throne of your heart. I cannot bless what exalts itself above me. Anything that ascends higher than the knowledge of my greatness becomes an idol in your life. Even good and noble things, ministry, business, family, when esteemed above me, become a hindrance to my best intentions for you. My people, you have made too much of yourselves and too little of me. Repent and surrender self-worship. No longer make life about your name, your ministry, your will. Make it all about magnifying my glory. Humble yourself before me that I may exalt you in due time. Second, you must honor the Sabbath, that sacred weekly rhythm of work and rest. 6 days you shall labor, but the 7th day is holy, consecrated to commune with me. My people run themselves ragged in ceaseless activity and anxiety. The noise and chaos drowns out my gentle whisper. Be still and know that I am God. One day to cease striving, to let me carry your burdens, to realign your pace to match the rhythm of heaven. As you honor the Sabbath, the blast of my blessing will drive back the forces of chaos, seeking to overwhelm you. Divine peace and order will rule in every area of your life. Finally, walk in wholehearted obedience to my commands. Not legalistically or begrudgingly, but out of love, faith, and honor for who I am. Allow my instructions to guide your steps into the abundance I have prepared for you. As it is written, if you carefully observe all my commands, I will give you rain at the proper time so your harvest will flourish. Yes, abundant rain is coming. I will pour out waters of refreshing, renewal, and prosperity over your life, family, business, and ministry. I will give not just one type of rain, but a convergence of all the prophetic rains found in my word. What are these life-giving rains soon to overwhelm you? First is the rain of beginnings, symbolizing a time of transition and the start of new journeys. This divine downpour will lift you from periods of stagnation and dryness to higher grounds. Anticipate remarkable new opportunities, open doors, and divinely guided connections that thrust you into your land of promise. Second is the rain of cleansing, which purges and prepares. Prepare for a powerful outpouring from the heavens that washes away all past sorrows, failures, injustices, and impurities, renewing you entirely. Where you have faced relentless opposition, this rain will bring a sweeping change, subduing your adversaries. Marvel at the transformation I bring with this rain. Third is the rain of promise, arriving just before bloom and harvest. Having endured trials and tribulations while remaining steadfast in sowing seeds of integrity, bravery, and excellence, you will soon see abundant showers blessing all you have planted, heralding a season of breakthrough and restitution for all losses. Stand in wonder at this foretaste of rain, assuring that your harvest is imminent. Fourth is the rain of guidance, carrying direction and divine insights for building, progressing, and conquering. You may have visions and projects, yet lack resources and knowledge to realize them. This is about to change. Deluge is rich with divine instructions, practical wisdom, and prophetic strategies will fully equip you to accomplish all I have set before you. Revelations, unveiling your purpose, will flow abundantly in this rain. Finally comes the rain of abundance, a sudden and intense outpouring of blessings. The gates of heaven will open wide as I pour out my generosity boundlessly. After times of scarcity and uncertainty, prepare for an overwhelming array of blessings, wealth, healings, salvations, and miracles. The rapidity of these blessings will leave you in awe of my power and grace. Indeed, a historic convergence of all these heavenly rains is imminent. But there are two keys to properly position for this blessing typhoon. First, as I mentioned, dethrone all idols and surrender to my lordship with wholehearted devotion. Second, tread with spiritual discretion by holding this prophetic insight close to your heart, sharing it only with a select few confidants and intercessors. Broadcasting what I'm about to do exposes the assignment to satanic assault and interference. The enemy prowls seeking fertile visions to ravage. Safeguard my nascent promises until the appointed time of their revelation. As it is written, discretion will keep your life and understanding will guard you, as wisdom ushers you safely through to breakthrough. So prepare in stillness, as the first distant rumbles of blessing are heard. The clouds are filling, darkening, poised to burst. Lift your head, my child. Redemption draws near. The time of lack and wilderness wandering closes as a rising glory caps your witness. Shouts of joy resound in heaven's halls in chorus, with my angelic host in praise of my faithfulness. All creation groans in eager longing for this fated hour where my manifested goodness forever settles all accounts. Stand in readiness, my faithful one, as heaven marshals its forces to honor your long season of trusting in me. I am your vindicator, rewarder, provider, and friend. Your story will crescendo with symphonies of grace, favor, and destiny unlocked as you silence cynics and demonstrate my power in surrendered lives. Hear heaven's signal bells ringing. The hour is upon you. Unfathomable blessing approaches like a violent, unstoppable storm. Lift your eyes. Open your hands wide. The God who measures the universe with a span and inhabits eternity has chosen you as the vessel through which to reveal his glory to your generation. Welcome the first drops of the coming deluge. The latter rains have arrived. Rejoice and sing. Victory, increase, and more than enough are here. In the quiet of your heart, listen for the echo of my voice, guiding you through uncharted territories. The path I set before you is not one of ease or comfort, but of growth and fulfillment. Your journey is unique, forged by the fires of trials and the soothing balm of my presence. In this season of change, remain anchored in my word. It is your compass in times of uncertainty and your light in moments of darkness. Remember, I am not a distant deity observing from afar. I am intimately involved in every aspect of your life. In moments of solitude, seek my face. In the clamor of life's demands, listen for my guidance. In this new chapter, you will encounter challenges that test your faith and stretch your belief. But fear not, for I am with you. When doubts arise and your heart grows weary, remember the testimonies of old. Just as I was with Moses at the Red Sea and Daniel in the lion's den, so too am I with you. Your faithfulness in small things will lead to greater stewardship. Trust in me, and I will make your path straight.